Hello my studious friends, welcome to the 16th lecture on the topic of admission of partner, and now I'm going to solve the 12th question, practice question in the series of our discussion on the topic of admission of partner. Nice question it is. Now the length of the question is going down. These are the questions which may come in examination. We have considered a lot of different adjustments: only journal and balance sheet, only ledger, only one or two ledgers, multiple ledgers, adjustment of capital account based on total capital of the firm, adjustment of capital account based on new partners capital, and adjustment to be done in cash account, adjustment of capital on the basis of new partners capital, adjustment to be done in loan account, or adjustment to be done in current account. All these adjustments we have completed. We have seen lot of different treatments of goodwill brought in cash, that is premium method, two entries, cash account debit to goodwill account debit to old partners capital in sacrifice ratio, goodwill brought in cash but either full goodwill is withdrawn or part of the goodwill is withdrawn. So there are three entries. First two entries common: cash account debit to goodwill account debit to old partners capital in sacrifice ratio, and then whatever goodwill is withdrawn, that much will be again the partners capital account debit to cash or bank account, because goodwill is withdrawn by them, so cash is going out. Goodwill paid privately was one point which we had discussed in the fourth lecture, but we have not yet seen any problem of the same. Now in this problem we are going to consider the adjustment of goodwill paid privately. We have also considered valuation method. In valuation method, goodwill already appearing in balance sheet, goodwill already not appearing in balance sheet, and new partner brings in goodwill in the form of cash or not bringing it in the form of cash. Those are the different adjustments we have seen. I would like you to see fourth lecture again and again whenever you are getting confused with the concept of valuation of goodwill and accounting entries for goodwill. Three questions are always required to be answered when it comes to step number 4. Step number 4 talks about treatment of goodwill. I hope you remember 7 steps. First step, open necessary ledger accounts. Second step, transfer of assets and liabilities. Third step, capital brought in by new partner. Fourth step, treatment of goodwill. Fifth step, revaluation of assets and liabilities. Sixth step, close revaluation account, find out profit or loss, transfer it to old partners capital in their old profit sharing ratio. And seventh step is close all other accounts and transfer it to balance sheet. The balance sheet should tally. So the fourth step talks about goodwill, and for goodwill we are required to remember 3 questions. Number 1, which value? Number 2, which ratio? And number 3, what are the entries? Which value? If it is brought in cash, always new partner share. If it is not brought in cash, always firm's goodwill. Which ratio? If it is brought in cash, then it is sacrifice ratio. If it is not brought in cash and only raised, then it is old ratio. If it is not brought in cash and raised as well as written off, then for raising it is old ratio, and for writing it off it is new ratio. Those are the different points which we have discussed in step number 4, and some minor points are also discussed in lecture number 4. Please check them properly. And what is the impact of each treatment on the balance sheet? I have given it in a table. Write it down, revise it again and again, so that you are never going to get confused in examination. Okay, so let us start now with our second last question in the total discussion of admission of partner. Okay, 9th question, 10th question, yes, 12th. Page number 154. Praveen and Deepak were partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:1. So old PSR 3:1, old partners Praveen and Deepak. Their balance sheet is on 31st March 2019, on which date Akash is admitted as a partner, is as follows. Balance sheet on 31st March 2019, creditors, bills payable, reserve fund, outstanding salary, capital account of Praveen and Deepak, debtors less RDD, provision means RDD, stock, bills receivable, patents, machinery and cash. So in the balance sheet on the liability side we have reserve fund. This reserve fund is nothing but past undistributed profits. It should be transferred to old partners capital account in their old profit sharing ratio. They admitted Sandeep as a new partner on 1st April 2019, and the new profit sharing ratio is agreed as 3:2:3. So this is the second case. If you remember different lectures which we have considered, first 4 lectures, in which there is one lecture for calculation of ratios. In calculation of ratios I have taught you 4 different methods. This is the second method, when the old ratio is given 3:1 and the new ratio is given 3:2:3. So we need not calculate new ratio. We need not calculate new ratio. We will directly calculate sacrifice ratio. How to calculate sacrifice ratio? OR minus NR is equal to SR. Old ratio minus new ratio is equal to sacrifice ratio. Okay. So it's quite relatively easy problem. There is no tension for us. Sandeep brings 96,000 as capital. Okay. Adjustments are Sandeep paid rupees 32,000 as his share of goodwill privately to partners. Now this is an important adjustment. Sandeep paid rupees 32,000 as his share of goodwill privately to the partners. It means the transaction of goodwill is bypassed, transaction of goodwill is ignored, or transaction of goodwill is completed. Right, it is completed, but it is not completed through partnership accounts, through partnership books. It is directly completed by them, that is Sandeep and Praveen and Deepak, new partner and old partners, by using their private books. So the partnership accountant is not at all aware. Try to understand. There is Praveen and his accountant, there is Deepak and his accountant, there is Sandeep and his accountant, personal accountant, and plus there is partnership firm for which there is another accountant. Now Sandeep has paid to Praveen and Deepak privately, so it is a transaction which is known to Sandeep, his accountant, Praveen, his accountant, Deepak, his accountant. But the firm and the accountant of the firm, they are not at all involved in this transaction, since the firm is neither receiving cash from Sandeep nor it is giving it to Praveen and Deepak. Firm will say nothing is coming in and nothing is going out. Whatever is the settlement, that is directly done by them privately. Since the matter is settled privately, since I am not involved, that is the firm is not involved, there is no need for the firm to pass any entry. It means if the goodwill is paid privately, although it may be new partner share, but the transaction is not involving partnership firm, we have bypassed the partnership firm. We have not bypassed the transaction. Transaction we have completed. Goodwill we have paid. Sandeep has paid goodwill to Praveen and Deepak. Only thing is, he is not using the firm as an intermediary for the purpose of completing the transaction. He is directly completing the transaction. He is directly going to house of Praveen and Deepak and directly paying it to him, paying it to both of them. So firm and firm's accountant, firm's cash account, firm's bank account are not at all getting affected. Since they are not getting affected, firm will not record the entry for the same. Goodwill paid privately, no entry. If you remember in our lecture on goodwill, in this table I had shown you this particular point. If you remember properly, yes. Look at the right hand side point. Sorry for that. Yes. If it is paid privately, the rightmost column, if it is paid privately. See now, in that case value should be new partner share, ratio should be sacrifice ratio, but what is the journal entry? No journal entry. Why? Because firm is not involved. What is the effect? No effect in the balance sheet. So no entry, no ledger posting, and no effect in balance sheet. I hope everybody is clear with this. So is there an adjustment of goodwill? Yes. But are we going to pass entry for the same? No. Is it clear to all of you? Very good. So let me now go back to our problem. Yes. Provision for doubtful debts is to be reduced by rupees 4,000. So current provision is 10,000. It should be reduced by rupees 4,000. Current provision is 10,000. It should be reduced by 4,000. So the new provision is going to be 6,000. It is RDD written back. If you remember in 11th standard, this used to be the favorite adjustment in accountancy final accounts. Excess RDD written back. So there is a 10,000 RDD, but we don't want that much. We just want RDD of rupees 6,000. So 4,000 is going to be written back by us. It's a profit. RDD increased is a loss. RDD reduced is a profit. Profit matlab revaluation account, credit side. Next, unrecorded computer valued at rupees 4,800, not appearing in the books of the firm. It is now to be recorded. So it is an unrecorded asset which will have to be recorded. Unrecorded asset coming in the books. So asset side will go up but cash is not going out. An asset is coming in, cash is not going out, no liability is created. So without paying anything, without incurring any liability on the shoulders of the firm, still the asset is going up. That means it's a profit for the firm. The second effect will be transferred to revaluation account credit side. Patents are useless. Okay, so patents will have to be written in inner column and they'll have to be written off. Prepare revaluation account, capital account and new balance sheet. So actually speaking, problem is very easy. Only thing is goodwill paid privately, that is the adjustment. Otherwise the problem is easy. Let us try to complete it quickly. Let me write down the observations first and let me disappear from the screen. Yes, now you and your problem and my voice. Chalo. Yes. Observations. First one is old PSR is equal to 3:1. Next is who is admitted? Sandeep. Sandeep admitted, and new PSR is equal to 3:2:3. Next, point number 3, goodwill paid privately. Next, capital brought in cash. Next, unrecorded RDD reduced, and next unrecorded asset brought into books. These are the only points which are required to be considered in this problem. And yes, there is reserve fund in the existing balance sheet. Old balance sheet has goodwill. Sorry, not goodwill. Old balance sheet has reserve fund. Sorry for that. To be transferred to old partners in old PSR. Okay. So what are the things to be drawn? Revaluation account, capital account and new balance sheet. Revaluation account 6 to 8 lines in the books of partnership firm. Revaluation account. This sentence is important. Remember this sentence in the books of partnership firm. You must write it in the books of partnership firm. Revaluation account, then partners capital account. Praveen, Deepak, Sandeep. 6 to 8 lines for revaluation, 6 to 8 lines for partners capital. 3/4 page for balance sheet. Calculation of ratios, and then cash at bank account. Which balance they are having? They are having cash balance, not bank balance. So I'll remove the word at bank. So cash and bank account, or you can say cash account. Goodwill account is not required because it is paid privately. Partners capital account is already prepared by us. So let us start with the workings now. Let me put this in circle outside first. Okay. First step, open necessary ledger accounts is complete. Second step, I hope you have drawn the accounts. If not drawn, please pause the video, draw the accounts and then start. Okay. Don't let me go ahead. You can stop me whenever you want, because now the control is in your hands, not in my hands. Okay. Chalo. First step, open necessary ledger accounts, complete. Second step, transfer of assets and liabilities. Creditors, is there any adjustment for creditors? No. So creditors will go to balance sheet liability side, outer column. So let us go to balance sheet liability side. Partners capital account. What are the names of the partner? Praveen, Deepak and Sandeep. Praveen. It is Praveen or Praveen? Double E or I? Okay, not double E, I. Praveen, Deepak and Sandeep. Again for Sandeep, again they have considered double E. Yes, okay, good. And next I'll consider creditors, rupees 60,000. Partners capital, when the amount will be available at that time I'll write the amount. I have just kept a place for them. Creditors, there is no adjustment for creditors, so I can specify creditors amount should be considered as directly outer column. Amount of creditors is rupees 60,000. Bills payable are 2,000. 60,000. Bills payable are 2,000. If there is adjustment, inner column. If there is no adjustment, outer column. Reserve fund should go to partners capital account credit side. So let us go to partners capital account credit side, write down by balance brought down. Amount whenever we'll get, we'll write it down by reserve fund. Reserve fund amount is how much? The amount of reserve fund is rupees 32,000 and the old ratio is 3:1. So 32,000 is divided by 4 into 3, that goes to 24,000. 24,000 for first partner, that is Praveen, and 8,000 for second partner, that is Deepak, and nothing is for Sandeep because Sandeep is a new partner, he cannot get share in the old profits. Next is outstanding salary rupees 6,000. There is no adjustment for the same, so I can consider outstanding salary directly outer column. The amount of outstanding salary is how much? Rupees 6,000. Next part, partners capital Praveen and Deepak 1,20,000 and 40,000. 1,20,000 and 40,000. Sandeep, nothing is there. Okay. Next, on the asset side you have debtors, and then there is less provision 10,000. So I'll write debtors balance sheet asset side inner column 1 lakh. Less RDD. The amount of RDD whenever we will get it, at that time we'll write it. Existing RDD, there is an adjustment, so I am not considering existing RDD directly in the answer wala balance sheet. Next one is stock 60,000, so I'll consider stock 60,000 directly outer column. Just a minute. Is there any adjustment for stock? Sandeep, provision RDD, unrecorded computer, and patents are useless. No adjustment for stock, so directly outer column. Directly outer column 60,000. Next one, bills receivable directly outer column 20,000. Next one, patents inner column 2,000. Why inner column? Because there is an adjustment. Our rules are very simple. If there is an adjustment, inner column. If there is no adjustment, outer column. Leave one line. If there is one adjustment, one line. Two adjustments, 3 lines. 4 adjustments, 5 lines. 6 adjustment, likewise you can go for 7 lines, etc. Okay. Or you can do like this. If there is one adjustment, 2 lines. 2 adjustments, 3 lines. 3 adjustments, then 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 lines. 4 adjustments, 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 lines. 5 adjustment, 5 plus 4 is equal to 9 lines. It is less important for the purpose of admission of a partner. But if the topic is partnership final accounts, then how many number of lines to be left so that your answer will look very neat and clean in exam, that is required to be understood. So normal logic is, if 1 dot mark, then 2 lines, 2 dot mark, then 3 lines, 3 dot marks, then 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 lines, 4 dot marks, then 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 lines, 5 dot marks, 5 plus 4 is equal to 9 lines. That is how the things work. Okay. For admission it is not required, but when I'll be discussing the topic of partnership final account, at that time this rule will help you. More are the number of adjustments, you will have to increase the number of lines to be left so that adjustments can be shown properly in the balance sheet. Okay. So what is the adjustment we have considered? Okay, there is patents we have written. Machinery rupees 80,000. Chalo, we'll go to machinery now. Patents we have written just now. Machinery is 80,000. No adjustment to machinery, so directly outer column. Next one is cash 8,000. I think we have prepared cash account as a working note, so I'll write there in cash account to balance brought down. Amount was how much? The amount of cash was rupees 8,000. Great. Amount of cash was rupees 8,000. In fact, if you have seen it, we need not even prepare calculation of ratios working note. It is not required also. Why? Because there is no sacrifice ratio required and new ratio is already given, and there is no adjustment of capital calculation also, so it's not required. We'll just change that working note number. Cash or bank account is our working note number 1. Okay. So first step, open necessary ledger accounts, complete. Second step, transfer of assets and liabilities, complete. Third step, capital brought in by new partner. The amount of capital brought in by new partner, that is Sandeep, is given in the first line after adjustment. They are telling you Sandeep brings in rupees 96,000 as capital. 96,000 as capital, so entry will be cash or bank account debit to Sandeep's capital account. Cash or bank account debit to Sandeep's capital account. Let me go to my cash or bank account. I'll specify Sandeep's capital account will be considered on the debit side to Sandeep capital. Amount is how much? Amount is 90,000. Yes, 90,000. 90 or 96? 96,000. Let us not make a mistake. 96,000. Second effect will be partner's capital account credit side by cash. Now in real life, so much cash is directly not allowed. There will be a lot of different repercussions under income tax law. But in 12th standard, we are not considering income tax. So we can consider whatever name of the account I have mentioned, that is the account we are considering. So first step, open necessary ledger accounts, complete. Second step, transfer of assets and liabilities, complete. Third step, capital brought in by new partner is complete. Fourth step, treatment of goodwill, but we have already seen that the goodwill is paid privately, so no entry in the books of firm. If it is required, what we can do is we'll write a note here. Working note number 2. Working note number 2, treatment of goodwill. Treatment of goodwill, and there I'll write, since goodwill is paid privately, no entry for the same in the books of partnership firm. Okay, no entry for the same in the books of partnership firm. So fourth step is also complete. Fifth step, revaluation account. Let us consider adjustments for revaluation. Provision for doubtful debts is to be reduced by 4,000. Currently it is 10,000. It will have to be reduced by 4,000. That means new RDD should be 6,000. So I'm going to consider less from debtors, RDD 6,000. How did I get the answer of 6,000? You can show it in the inner column, or you can show it in particulars column in bracket. 10,000 to be reduced by 4,000. So what you get is 6,000. So 1 lakh minus 6,000 is equal to 94,000 in the outermost column. 6,000. Now you tell me, our revaluation entry should be of how much amount? Think about it. Revaluation entry should be of 10,000, that is the old balance, or 6,000, that is a new balance, or 4,000, that is the transaction which we have done. Think about it. I have given you the clue. Revaluation entry should be of the old balance 10,000, or the new balance 6,000, or the transaction of rupees 4,000, that is reduction. Yes, if you have applied your mind, you will understand. Journal entries are neither of the old opening balance nor of the closing balance. Journal entries are always for transaction, and transaction is of rupees 4,000. So in revaluation account we are going to pass the entry for rupees 4,000. Clear to all of you? They have anyway told us that goodwill is to be reduced by rupees 4,000. So transactions of rupees 4,000, goodwill RDD. So RDD reduced, that is our benefit. So RDD will be considered as revaluation account credit. Next point. RDD is a reserve. It's a possible loss, and we are expecting that our possible loss will go down. RDD full form. What is the full form of RDD? Reserve for doubtful debts. Provision for bad and doubtful debts. And we are saying that provision is required to be reduced. That means our estimation says that in future we may suffer some bad debts, but the loss on account of bad debts is going to get reduced by rupees 4,000. Loss will go down. That means our profit will go up. So it is our profit. It will be considered in revaluation account credit side. I hope everybody has understood the concept. Next one, unrecorded computer valued at rupees 4,800 not appearing in the books of the firm. It is now to be recorded. So unrecorded computer. So balance sheet asset side we are going to consider unrecorded computers. Asset side, unrecorded computer, what was not there, that is immediately going to appear now, and its value is rupees 4,800. But it does not mean that our cash balance is going down by rupees 4,800, or it does not mean that there is a liability to whom we are yet to pay 4,800. Without paying anything, without creating a liability of any amount, still we are having an asset. That means it's a benefit for us. Benefit should be considered in revaluation account credit side by unrecorded computer. The amount is 4,800. Next one, patents are useless. Patents are useless, so let us consider patents, write it off, less depreciation, or you can say less written off. Any word is okay, no problem. Outer column will be 0, and it's a loss. Asset is going out, nothing is coming in, no cash is coming in, still asset has gone out. It's a loss for us. Loss will be debited to revaluation account 2,000. All adjustments are over. All adjustments are over. Let us see the total. Total is rupees how much? 4,000 plus 4,800 is equal to 8,800. This 8,800 will be considered on the debit side also. Therefore the balancing figure is coming as rupees 6,800. This 6,800 to be transferred to old partners capital in their old profit sharing ratio, and old partners are Deepak and Praveen. So I'll call it as 2 partners capital account, and the PSR is given to us. Old PSR is how much? 3:1. So I'll write it here. Praveen 3 and Deepak 1. So 6,800 divided by 4. 6,800 divided by 4 is equal to 1,700. That is for Deepak, and into 3, 5,100 for Praveen. Second effect will be transferred to partners capital account credit side. Partners capital account credit side will write by revaluation account amount is 5,100 and 1,700 and dash, because new partner does not have the right to share revaluation profits. Let us take the total now. Praveen's capital account total is 1,20,000 plus 24,000 plus 5,100 is equal to 1,49,100. 1,49,100. Next one, 48,000 and 1,700, that is 49,700, and last is 96,000. There is no other adjustment given by them, so we can take the same amount here, and we can also write the amount here, and we'll call it as our balancing figure. So we'll say it is to balance carried forward, and we'll put encircle around it to indicate that these amounts are balancing figure. To balance carried forward. Let us write down this balance in the balance sheet liability side. What is the amount of balance? 1,49,100, 49,700 and 96,000. 49,700, 96,000, and let me confirm the first amount one more time. 1,49,100. So the amount which is coming in the outer column is 1,49,100 plus 49,700 plus 96,000, that comes to 2,94,800. 2,94,800. Let us take the total in the balance sheet, total of the balance sheet. 2,94,800. I think one more item is pending, cash account, which we have prepared on the next page as a working note. Let us take the total, 96,000 plus 8,000. 96,000 plus 8,000, that goes to 1,04,000. So 1,04,000, and this 1,04,000 will be considered by us on the credit side, and we'll call it as what? By balance carried forward. 1,04,000. Okay, and we'll put a circle around it, and then we'll put this 1,04,000 in the balance sheet. Asset side, we'll call it as cash, and it will be how much? 1,04,000. And now let us take the total of the same. 2,94,800 plus 62,000 plus 6,000 is equal to 3,62,800. 3,62,800. Please check your calculations. Do not copy. Copying will not help you. Your calculation speed should increase. You are not allowed to use calculator in the exam. Please remember that thing. Now I am taking the asset side. 94 plus 60 plus 20 plus 80 plus 4,800 and plus 1,04,000. That goes to 3,62,800. So it seems that the gods of accounting are smiling on us, and they have helped us to tally the balance sheet properly. Okay, your focus, your concentration, double effects, never missing that particular thing. Every debit must have equal and corresponding credit. Identifying whether there is a profit or loss, accordingly identifying whether it should go to revaluation account, debit side or credit side, are the real reasons why your balance sheet is tallying. Okay, so maintain that particular thing properly every time. Our 7 steps should be there in your mind. Every time you are reading the effect, reading the adjustment, understand the effects properly. Try to find out whether that adjustment is resulting in profit or loss. One of the effect of adjustment is in a ledger account, or it is directly in the balance sheet. Then balance sheet asset side or liability side. And don't forget to close the accounts properly. Before closing the account, you should not try to tally the balance sheet. Okay, so this is what is I wanted to discuss in this lecture. Now only one question is pending. In the next lecture I will solve that question also. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.